Jared, I'm gonna have to let you go now because we're gonna keep it real now. But first of all, I want to thank you very much for joining us to the stream.
Anytime, guys.
This was a great stream, a lot to dissect. This is our 13th episode. We're still growing. We're definitely gonna have you back in the future.
Yeah, cool.
And yeah, man,
If you
appreciate
guys
you
ever
guys.
want,
Thanks for
Guys,
coming on.
anything?
Yeah,
if you guys
absolutely, man.
ever will want to hop on my channel, just DM me. I'll have you guys on.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Awesome. Thank you for
absolutely.
the invite,
Jared, thank
brother.
you so much, man. You for finally coming on. Like I said, I scoop by your channel every now and again. You have some really good ideas, and and I'm glad you came out and showed out with us. And yeah, guys, go check him out. Jared from Comics League. He's on Twitter, YouTube. Check out his channel, man.
All his links will be in the description
Yep.
on the
Perfect.
recap.
Right.
No worries.
Appreciate
Awesome.
it, brother.
Thank you, Jared.
I'll
Thank
see
you.
And happy holiday, Jared, and Merry Christmas.
Merry
And Happy
Christmas.
New
Merry
Year.
Christmas. Happy
You two
holidays to
guys,
you, man.
have a great holidays.
Thank you,
You too,
buddy.
brother.
Thank you.
All right.
Alrighty. Right now, we
All right,
have
kick it off, son. You got a half hour.
half hour.
then I'm going to sleep.
No, more than enough. So, oh nope, wrong one.
It's the wrong one, man. Get it together, bro.
Unprepared Phil.
I'm prepared. We're gonna keep it real because we been doing this since July of this year when we started, gentlemen. We started this journey and we said we were going to be the bridge, and we're trying to be the bridge because we want all of you out there that are not Zack Snyder fans, that are James Gunn supporters, and even people in the general audience who are listening to us right now. What are these nerds talking about? What the fuck is going on? Come on board. Everybody's welcome. But
We will educate you.
But before you walk into the classroom,
You think you can run this school? If you could, then I wouldn't be here, would I? No one talks in my meetings. No one! You take out your pencils and write. You've tried it your way for years. This is an institution of learning, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't control it, how can you teach? Discipline is not the enemy of enthusiasm. They've given me less than 1 year, 1 school year to turn this place around, to get those test scores up, to perform the task which you have failed to do. Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law. There's only one boss in this place, and that's me. The HNIC. Are there any questions?
Charles,
That's right.
would you please educate to the people what the HNIC is? Because I'm sure we have some children here that don't know what the fuck that means.
All right. So if y'all don't know, and if you got sensitive ears here, but basically Morgan Freeman is referring to being the head nigga in charge. That's basically what that means. And so there's a line in there where he says it, and then they're like, "What does that mean?" And then the faculty are talking, and then he's got I think his assistant or something, the black chick is one of his. I think she's like he's like the principal, and she's like, yeah, the vice principal or something. And then the guy turns and he's like,
HNIC?
and then she's like, head nigga in charge. And then they just look at each other like, what? Sorry if it offended anybody, but that was Lean on Me. It was a great movie. If you've never seen it, chock full of
watch
everything.
that movie.
It's a phenomenal movie with Morgan Freeman. So check it out. So, all right, Phil. What you want to educate them on?
I want to pretty much thank everybody who has been with us from day one. And we also want to extend an olive branch. Like I said earlier, we want everybody here. We said from day one, we want to unite the fandom. We want to bring people together. We want to have conversations. We want to disagree, and we want to agree, and we want to still get along. Because I might not like what you like. You might not like what I like. But we can still be friends. I remember a time long ago, before the internet, when people actually went outside and had conversations. They would go to a coffee shop and, have a conversation to like Barnes and Nobles, reading books here and there and compare notes. I don't see that anymore. Because, social media has poisoned all of us.
Poison the well. They poisoned our personalities. They poisoned our ability to be sociable and nice to each other. It's poisoned a lot of things. We are separated from each other, and all we know is to get in the Xboxing ring and box each other for things that really isn't that serious. Like Phil said, we started this channel because we were tired of the back and forth with a lot of people. We were tired of going back and forth. And what we wanted to do most of all was make sure that people who are fans of guns, make from people that are fans of Snyder's, people that are fans of David Ayer, people who are fans of this geek shit, period. It should not be divided. It's not political. It's just comic books. It's just movies. At the end of the day, that's all it is. You are going to like a movie for a particular reason you like a movie. I'm going to like a movie for a particular reason that I like it. But the difference is I'm going to tell you why I like that movie. I'm going to break that movie down. Everything from the characters, the motivations, the story structure. I'm going to break all of those things down. The visuals, I'm going to break down the reasons why I like that film. I'm not just going to say because the director's a hack. No, I don't think any director's a hack for that matter. Every director has something to offer someone, no matter how small it is. Everybody deserves it, even James Gunn. James Gunn deserves to give it he deserves his shot. I say he deserves it because he feels like he does. And if he really truly wants everybody on board, he needs to show that. That's the one thing that he has not done. And you can't do it at the last minute by making a serious trailer, the way you cut it up, making a serious trailer and then have people say that, see, he's got everything for, he's got something in there for everybody. That's not his intention. His intention was at the very last minute, he saw all of the flack that he was getting and made that trailer. That's what happened. They told him, you need to bring everybody together. So that's what he did. And that's what he's trying to do. And I applaud him for that. But you cut a universe off at its knees. And that's okay too. But we should be able to talk about that. You should be able to come on the show and talk about the reasons why things the way they are without anybody getting their panties in a twist.
You know what, Charles? Before we continue, because I want to give Rox his take on this, let's remind people about how Zach sees his universe. This is a 2-minute clip, so guys, bear with us.
Like, Batman killed a guy. I'm like, fuck. Really? I'm like, wake the fuck up. It's like, yes. It's like, yes. That's all. So like, I guess that's what I'm saying about once you've lost your virginity to this fucking movie, and then you come and say to me something about oh, my superhero wouldn't do that. I'm like, are you serious? I'm down the fucking road on that. You know what I mean? So, and it's a cool point of view. Look, I'm 100% fine with it. It's a cool point of view to be like, my heroes are still innocent. You know, my heroes didn't fucking, you know, lie to America. My heroes didn't, you know, embezzle money from their corp. My heroes didn't fucking commit any atrocities. I'm like, that's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world, okay? So. And I guess, you know, so the cool thing is like, so mythologically speaking, I'm 100% fine. And by the way, and I love more than anything, you know, Superman and Batman. But in, you know, in the same way that Alan Moore was fed up with the fucking like, okay, no, you know, they do this. Clearly, this is a response to like where Watchmen talks about comic books in the same way that this movie talks about comic book movies, but it talked about comic books at their most, they were broken, you know? So he was just addressing that.
Now, for those of y'all who don't understand what he's saying, he's simply saying this: grow up. Grow up. That's all he's saying. Mm-hmm. He's trying to give people who used to be little and saw Superman an adult take on Superman, because he assumed, shame on Snyder, he assumed that you were adults and you grew out of that phase. Sorry, we didn't know you didn't grow out of that phase. We didn't know that you were a 50-year-old man still at 6 years old. We didn't know. All he tried to do was give you something adult. That's it. So if you make moves like a grown man and you do things every day like a grown man, why can't you accept this? You got to handle the world every day. I relate more to Batman versus Superman, and the way I relate to all of those things because that's the real world. And I want to see how the real world is interpreted on screen. Not a superhero flying in from nowhere, saving a cat from a tree, and then somebody saying, "Oh, thanks, Superman. My pleasure, young lady. Up and away." If you see a flying man in a street hovering above you, you're not going to be waving your hands. You're going to be scared. How is it based off of the laws of physics that a man can fly? It's going to freak you the fuck out. And then when you find out he's an alien, that's going to even freak you out, fuck out all the more. Laser vision, super hearing, super strength. Real people will respond the same way they responded in BVS until they find out, oh shit, he wasn't actually like that at all.
It's kind of ironic. It's kind of ironic because
on screen.
James Gunn also did Brightbird. That was a dark Superman. That would have been that's reality right there.
Now that I'm gonna give him. Well, he produced it. I believe
he produced it.
But the concept of the idea he liked because of whoever created it, that was actually not a bad idea. That would make one hell of an Elseworld story, don't you think?
And I'll be honest, from what I remember,
crazy ass like 11-year-old Kal-El just going nuts.
From what I remember of Brightburn, from what I do remember, I felt like it did somewhat pay a little bit of homage to Man of Steel as well.
Really?
Yeah.
And again, watch it again. I got it on a hard drive. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Take another watch at it, because a lot of, like, I felt like, you know, the scene where Zod is announcing to the world that he's here and the lights in the house
are not alone,
and we are not alone. I got a lot of that vibe from some of those scenes that happened throughout Brightburn. So check it out again, Charles.
Yeah, I have to check it out again. But ultimately, what he was saying is he made the mistake of thinking that people have grown out of the strong man era with the
you weren't ready. People weren't ready.
Yeah, and he made the mistake of thinking that you guys weren't ready. But now that you are ready, as a DC fan, as a person who loves storytelling, you should be able to look back and go back. If you were one of those people, you should be able to go back, look at those movies he made and be like, you know what? this is actually pretty good. This is actually a pretty good movie. He actually did a really good job deconstructing this character and putting him in that what if scenario, in that what if situation. If you believe what you believe, if you're there to just see bright colors on screen and a cat saving a tree and you really don't care about the emotional depth of the actual story and what it's about, okay, then that's on you. Gunn is good at delivering that type of shit. But if you want in-depth storytelling, if you want to get to know the characters and you want to get to be a part of those characters and know what they're going through and actually care about that stuff, then give it a shot. Give it a shot. Because if you watch all three of those movies, Zack Snyder was telling you exactly where he was going with it, bro. If y'all like Lord of the Rings, he was about to give you that for DC. He was about to. We was about to have some fire ass shit with Apocalypse and Dark Side and all that other kind of stuff. And did y'all know that it was mentioned in Batman versus Superman as well? But obviously you saw the broken moon and all of that other kind of stuff. So we already know their first iteration of Doomsday did that shit, right? I think he was talking about a Kryptonian, so there was a war, I believe. If I'm not mistaken of what I heard, there's a war between Apocalypse and Krypton. They created Doomsday to fight everybody from Apocalypse, including Steppenwolf. And Steppenwolf almost died because Doomsday almost killed him. That was a concept that Zack Snyder had. Can you imagine if that were a fucking movie?
That'd be awesome. That'd be fucking brilliant.
A Kryptonian apocalyptic war, and they had to create Doomsday just to make sure to hold them back with Steppenwolf getting involved in it.
And I don't think there's any fan out there who watched Man of Steel and saw that first act that took place on Krypton that would not say they would not want to see more of that.
Bro.
Matter of fact, let me extend an invitation to all you guys that haven't seen Man of Steel. Go watch it. Just watch it. And you will see what you're missing. And we told you so, but okay. Better late than never, that at least you get it now. That, all right, this man was actually going somewhere. Yeah, we've been telling you that for almost 15 years. Wait, no, Man of Steel, 12 years. We've been telling you for 12 years.
And that's the reason why we wanted you guys on the podcast. If you stayed in here to listen to us, even if you didn't say anything, thank you. We wanted you to hear why we are not giving up on Henry Cavill Superman and Zack Snyder's universe, because it was not finished. It's got nothing to do with James Gunn, guys. It's got nothing to do with him. I promise you that. It could be any other director. Like I was telling these guys earlier, it could be Michael Bay, and I love Michael Bay. It could be James Cameron. It could be any other director that exists, and I would still feel the same. This was Zack Snyder's universe to finish, not anybody else's. I would feel that way about Gunn if they did Gunn that way, which they did. He's an artist. He deserves his shit to be finished too. Regardless of how I feel about his behavior and his antics, he still deserves that. David Ayer deserves that. They deserve their stories told because they are artists. They are creatives. Why would you snatch their canvas away from them when they're not done? Why? It makes no sense. So that's the reason why we came on tonight. This is the reason why we stayed on so long. We wanted you guys to know is we don't have anything against James Gunn. I don't know James Gunn, so I can't have anything against him. I have a problem with him accepting a job that he knew he could not do, all because he's trying to prove something the wrong way. This is not how you prove it to us, James. That's all I'm saying. This ain't it. Let that man, Zack Snyder, finish his story. Then we will move on to other things. Finish what you started. That's all. That's
just
all
like you were able to finish your
Guardians of the Galaxy. You whatever you wanted to take Star-Lord, you finished it. You did your 3, you're done. Whoever picks up Star-Lord next, if they want to reboot or revamp or do whatever, that's cool. But you did what you wanted to do with Star-Lord. Let Zack Snyder finish his Superman arc. That's all.
And we're not even saying, and we're not even saying stop what you're doing. This could listen. It didn't have to be this way. We didn't have to be in this hellhole that we are right now, where your stock market is going down the toilet, and we broke that down, and we always break it down, so there's nothing new there. The trailer, the ratio of the
2%. 2% of the people who viewed that trailer actually engaged with it.
Joel Schumacher's Batman versions, Brandon Roth's Superman. Guys, you were warned already, and you're doing the same exact thing as you did 30 fucking years ago. More is about 30 years ago. Schumacher's stuff came. You're repeating the same mistakes that other executives before you repeated before. You're doing the same exact shit. Why? Because you wanted Jeff Johns and y'all got a personal relationship, so you decided to throw Zach under the bus? Is it personal? Why would you hurt a man's career like that? Why would you do that? Fair play, honesty, integrity. I said that at the beginning. I believe in that shit. I believe in it. I believe in fair play. I don't like when you do a person wrong and not expect to have consequences behind that.
And karma's a bitch.
Consequences behind what you did. Y'all need to understand why y'all stocks are at $10 right now. There are consequences for your actions. And I don't care if you're listening and you don't like being talked down to. I'm not talking down to you, but I'm talking like I'm your daddy. Yeah, fine. But that's the problem. WBD, James Gunn, Peter Safran. You're not thinking about the consumer. You're not thinking about the people who spend their money. You're thinking about you.
Look what's in Havoc is saying.
Because they don't learn, and right now they're trying to survive the next few years. Yeah, they ain't gonna make it, in Havoc. They ain't gonna make it.
Yeah,
this Superman film has got to be the greatest thing to ever come out, and the numbers have to show it at the box office. Otherwise, it's a failure. It's done. And from that point, I don't know what's gonna happen. Now with this restructuring deal, we'll see.